Everybody, everybody go. Everybody, everybody go. Run and tell everyone you know. It's time for Talk Live Tuesday. Talk Live Tuesday. You know where we at. It's time to sip and chat. We get to the bag and tell them that tag. Talk Live Tuesday. Talk Live Tuesday. You know where we at. It's time to sip and chat. We get to the bag and tell them that tag. Get it.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Tag Did It, and we are downtown in the loft tonight with another episode of Talk Live Tuesdays, and y'all already see who is on the motherfucking couch. Y'all ain't see nobody else eating on the couch, but baby, I'm gonna let Willa do what she wanna do up here on Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. Now listen, Willa Michel.
What's up, boo?
What you say your last name is again?
Brown. Ooh,
Brown.
Shit. Brown.
Willa Michel Brown is on.
I feel like you just tried to
Girl, Willa Michel Brown is on the couch. Girl, what's tea? What's tea?
Nothing much happening, a little off day, but other than that, it's, good, happy to be here.
Well, we're finna turn that around. We're finna turn your off day around because, baby, we're gonna have a ball right here on Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. We are. Now listen, y'all already know what I gotta do. Let me just shout out the businesses real quick. First of all, you're gonna always make sure you're following me on Instagram at Tag Did It. You're gonna also make sure you're following Talk Live Tuesdays on Instagram at Talk Live Tuesdays. You're gonna follow the Lavish Hookahs because y'all know I got them in the building. Follow Lavish Hookahs on Instagram at Lavish Hookahs Official, and you're gonna follow us on YouTube at the Boom Network so you can make sure you're keeping up with each show that comes out each and every week. And you're gonna also follow my guests. Miss Only Perception, Willa Michel Brown is in the building. Willa.
I'm sorry.
Girl.
Okay.
Introduce yourself to the people. I know the people gonna be coming in for you anyway, but the people that ain't seen you before that's new to this, that's on my channel, tell the people what's up.
Well, for those of y'all who don't know who I am Willa Michel, of course. Always giving them hell. Mm-hmm. I'm a hairstylist from Memphis, Tennessee, and a chef.
That part.
Let me see. What I gotta say to my Instagram or something?
They gonna know that. They gonna put all that up on there.
Let me see. I was on Chasing Atlanta season 5. Stirring things up and getting to Atlanta living and everything of that nature or whatever. But yeah, that's about it.
Period. So you grew up in Memphis, of course. How was it growing up in Memphis? Because I've personally never been to Memphis. So I don't think you're the first person that I know from Memphis, but you're the first person that I feel like has given me raw Memphis teas. So how was it growing up in Memphis?
It was fun. I ain't even gonna lie. It was fun growing up in Memphis. I had my friends. A lot of them, everybody kind of grew up in the same type of area. So it's the people that you went to elementary school with was the people that you more than likely was gonna graduate high school with too. So it was cool, knowing people for that long. And it was just a lot of stuff to do, back in the day. We had a little place called Excite. It's kind of how what Mountain Event is right now or something like that back then. Chuck E. Cheese is always around. That's when it was cute. Chuck E. Cheese and all the other stuff we had going on back then. Memphis, we had Putt Puff, baby. That's the little golf thing. You go ride the little, the little golf cart. Them little go karts and things and play golf if you want.
I love Putt Putt golf.
That's we had our senior skip day. We had went to Putt Putt.
Yeah, we went to the beach.
Bitch, fuck Florida. Bitch, if we had a beach in Memphis,
you probably would have went on to the beach, huh?
It's saying it Putt Putt. Goddamn.
I'm screaming, period.
But no, living in Memphis was cool. It was fun. As a kid, I guess, I don't really remember being a kid. I was real grown, I think. So I don't know, but it was cool. I guess.
What did being from Memphis what did it teach you, as an individual today?
You just got to be real strong, just period. You got to have tough skin. You have to be strong. It's one thing about people in Memphis. This just a funny thing. A lot of people don't know. People in Memphis, they like to chat. They like to talk about folks. Kind of get their little laugh and shit. So And it be funny, so it's like everybody kind of got that type of spirit. You just gotta have tough skin or whatever. And then it's like if you get into some shit, you just gotta be about your shit. Like,
Right.
get yourself out of it. But other than that, like, you just gotta be strong. You gotta always, you know what I'm saying, like look out for yourself in Memphis, because Memphis is just a hating ass city sometimes anyway. So just look out for yourself, just be careful. And one thing that I learned, I think more now than then, was just keep your circle real small. Like keep your circle small. But other than that,
Definitely.
that's anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely keep your circle small. Can't have everybody in your circle because bitches will be a friend 1 minute, girl, and next thing you know, bitch, they talking about you with the next bitch.
I'm telling you, baby.
But no, so of course you have siblings, like you're not the only child. How was it growing up with siblings? Because of course I'm the only child and I feel like that's something in my life that I wish I had. But a lot of people tell me I ain't missing out on nothing.
You ain't. So growing up, so it's like, okay, my mom and my dad, they just had me. And then my mom and my dad broke up. My mama met my stepdad. My stepdad had 3 kids when she met him. And that was my 2 big brothers and my little sister. Then they married, and then they had my little brother. But the only ones that lived with us, or lived with me at the time, was my big brother and my little brother. And it was just always us growing up. And then the other siblings would come and visit every now and then, or something. We'd go on a trip or something like that. But for the most part, it was just me and my 2 brothers. And it was cool. It was like a lot of stuff you had to share or whatever. So it taught me how to share, even though a lot of stuff I didn't want to share. Like some stuff, whatever. But
Were you a food sharer?
I was the cook, so I didn't care nothing about it like that. Yeah, I want you to taste it. Like, I want you to come here and get a plate, because I just got to cooking. So,
Period.
come on in. So it wasn't nothing like that. But, like, if it was something that I went and bought, like, something I wanted, like, say, for instance, I wanted some crab legs or something, I had worked all day. I'm finna go get them, and them just for me. Like, those are for me. So you
Don't touch my
back
shit.
up. Back up, yeah. And that was about it. But, no, I didn't care nothing about sharing like that. I really wasn't there. Like, I put it like this. I was a kid, kind of, sort of, like, but school be the majority of the day. Then I get home, my grandma come watch us after school, so it's like she'll be there. We kick it up until she leave. Then, shoot, it's going to bed, but I was up under my grandma, so I really, wasn't studying it like that, no way.
So, how is that relationship now, like, that y'all are adults? Like, because I know I see some people be close-knit still, but, like, everybody doesn't have the same, like, story. So, like, where's your relationship with your siblings now?
Me and my big brother, we always got along. Like, me and my big brother, we got along. My other big brother, me and him never, like, really talk like that. Like, we talk when we see each other or whatever, but it ain't no, bad blood. We just, I don't know, we just never communicated like that, because he was never around like that.
Right.
Like, all the other ones was, like, around, but he wasn't ever really around like that. But me and my big brother, we was always cool or whatever. We still cool now. Me and my little brother, like, I couldn't really, like, get with him like that when he was a kid, only because he was the baby. So it's like he got away with murder. And I'm just like, hell no. And I'm not even the oldest, and I'm just taking everything,
Right.
So, but I was the one that was most responsible. So most of the responsibility was put on me. But now, like, me and my brother, we good or whatever. Like, I pretty much helped, like, in any way I could, like, with getting him together, making sure he was straight, getting him up every morning, make sure he going to school, get home from school, whatever the case may be. So it's like, paying, for his prom and all that type of stuff. Like, I done did all that. Like, I just,
I
reach out to this guy when it's time to end.
Yeah, okay. Period. So, of course, you were the different one in the family. So, how did your family accept you, like, when you came out before your transition?
Oh, Lord. So, I kind of knew that something was different about me kind of early on. So, like, in kindergarten, I was experimenting, doing, like, little stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know where it was coming from, but it was just something that was just like, And it's like, it was just so frowned upon. Like, it's like my dad was like just so homophobic. Like, I didn't know what it was at the time, but he just was so anti-gay, and I just could never understand why.
Right.
And I didn't know what the hell it was. No way, you know what I'm saying? Because I was so young, but I just kept growing up, and I went on by my business, and I liked girls. Like, I liked girls, and I didn't see myself like being with no boy. But I still was like, well, you had did some stuff, you know, like way back, you know. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And so around maybe about 15, that's when boys had started kind of like starting to try to talk to me. And I had got in high school at that point, and I had started experiencing like, you know, people in my DMs, you know, at that point. And I'm like, well, damn. You know, and I started communicating back, and it felt so right, but it felt so wrong at the same time. But it was almost like a drug. Like,
It was like a natural thing. Like, it was just like,
I just was like, wow, like this, I want whatever this is.
I want
need
all of it.
But it's like it felt so wrong, because it's like I couldn't live like that, because it's like I had been told so many times that if that was ever the case, then I'm just gonna have to disown you, or I'm just gonna have to this, that, and third. And me at the time thinking that it was important to have a relationship with those people. I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be. But I had to realize, like, when I got grown and understood, like, how I had been manipulated as a child, and how I had kind of really seen them for, like, how I seen people out in the world. That's when I was like, bitch, it was a shame of you to hear what you was going through. It was a shame of you to be whatever. So I was always the type, and was telling myself, when you get to grown, when you get 18, move away. And you figure out what you want to do with your life then. So I graduated from high school. 2 months after high school, I went to college in July. So I started college July 10th. Was gone. I was in Nashville at that point. So I'm 3 hours away. I'm like, and let me just see what it is. And I got out there, had a roommate. He was gay. We went to the clubs and stuff. And I'm like, bitch, this is. Like, what? This is me. Like, what the fuck? And so at 19, it's like my mama was one of them nosy type of people. So I had said something to her, and she called me like a week later and was like, what did you mean when you had said this, that, and that? I was like, Mom, I'm gay. It was just simple as that. Cut and dry, Mom, I'm gay.
Girl, I wish.
By the time I was 19, I was like, Mom, I'm gay. She's like, how long have you been this way? And I was like, shit, since kindergarten. Because I'm like, that's the only time I really just, whatever. And she was just talking about how disappointed she was, and how it was a choice, and I was choosing to live my life this way. And she was just so disappointed, and she really gave me hell. I called and told my dad, because I was like, I'm pretty sure she gonna go call and tell him. So I was like, let me call and tell him myself. And he just went into this deep state of depression. Like, he was just so depressed. Like, he was just so sad that I was gay or whatever. And he just, I don't know, it just bothered him. And I was like, well, it's what it is. I can't really worry about it or whatever. At that point, I had already knew, because I had lost my virginity at 17 to my first boyfriend. So I was like, bitch, I knew what was going on. Then. But I was like, I don't know why you felt like you had to move away to figure out, really, no, bitch, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? For a long time.
And I don't think it was that you had to move away to really do it, but it was like that was the only time you were able to really be free.
Clear-headed.
Yeah, because I felt the same way. Like, I told myself, when I realized that, because I was the same way, I felt like kindergarten was the time for me. But then once I got like of age and I knew what it was, and I started experimenting with boys, one of my cousins made a comment and said, we don't have gay people in our family, so nobody will ever accept you. So that day I told myself, you got to work hard to be able to leave Lake City and not be here with everybody else, so that you can go be yourself.
Right.
And I waited until I got to college. And when I got to college, my first semester, I had him find me a boyfriend. We had to start talking. Well, I lost my virginity to a girl that summer. Girl, I was down there.
Oh, you would get you some cat.
Some kitty cat,
I ain't never had no cat.
Oh, girl. See, I had to try it first to make sure it went for you.
I didn't need to try
You didn't try it?
I ate it like twice. I did it once, because she gave me head, so I gotta feel like, damn, I ain't gonna be you out there for me. But then the second time was when I got to college, though, because I was like, I'm trying to see what's going on. Tried that girl, and that girl wrapped them fucking legs around my head and wouldn't let me go. I damn near beat the shit out there, girl. Do you understand me?
Girl, I met a girl. I had
You wrap your goddamn legs around my fucking head like that.
Girl, the bed was wet after we finished, so girl, I made her wash my sheets. Girl, I was not.
I'm sorry.
I was so disgusted after that. Then we had sex again after that, and I was just like, oh my god. That was
Then my freak ass probably would do some shit like that again now, like as an adult, because I view women in a different type of light. I mean, I love them then, but some of them I just kind of look at like, damn, bitch, you fine. Like, I don't know why I feel like you fine, and I don't know why you making me feel the way, but bitch, you just making me feel the way. And it just is what it is, because if you bad, I'm with it.
bad.
But it hasn't happened. I haven't found that person. It just, I be like, yeah, bitch, it's finna happen. How it's always the friends that you don't want to be bothered with like that.
Just,
You want
no, it's not giving that. It's not you. We're not going there. But no, like literally, that was me. And how you just straight up told your mama, girl, I had to write my mama a letter because I was a pussy.
You wrote a letter.
We just write a letter.
I'm sending her
A 4-page. It was 3 pages actually.
period.
It was a 3-page letter, and I put in there and I let her know, like, girl, this is where I'm at in my life. This is what I'm doing. The boy that I've been talking to, that you've been calling your son, is actually my boyfriend, and
that's on period.
yeah. And she was a little upset, but then like we went through our trial and error. Like last year, sometime at the beginning of the year, like she kind of like had a relapse, and I had to get her in check. But other than that, girl, you know, it's been kosher the last, you know, since I came out. Like I think my family, even the cousin that had said that, which I don't think she knows she said. I don't think she remembered that she said it, but I haven't really brought it to her attention. But like everybody just like fuck with me, so it's like, I'm glad that that's a.
And I think that was a thing too. And then another thing too, I think it got to a point where people started realizing that it was a lot of people that actually did fuck with me, and they was the only ones that was out there. Like you thought you was the majority. Like you thought that everybody was gonna be on board with it. And the crazy part about it is, at that time, I think I was the only one of the kids that had graduated from college at that point twice. So I'm like, I don't really understand what my sexual preference, which is nothing that I'm going to share with you anyway. I'm not going to be talking to you about who I'm boning. So I don't really understand what that has to do with anything.
Right.
Why does that make me inadequate in any type of way? So it's like you made me feel however you made me feel. And that was why it was so important for me to have as many gay kids as I had. Not as in like I wanted a bunch, but I've had a lot. And it's like it was important for me to be in every last one of their lives, because I have been in the world of your parents and, you know, stuff kind of turn their back on you, and you go looking for some type of acceptance or some type of something in the streets, and then you find somebody kind of older that look at you like, are you young, and prey on you or whatever, and kind of really don't show you the right way in there. And I'm like, I always wish that I had like that. And I got a gay mama, but you know, she, you know, check on me or whatever and stuff like that. But I wanted to be there for them because I seen what motherfuckers tried to do with me.
Right.
And I'm like, come here, baby. Let me show you something. Let me come here, back. Yep. And that was just that. But you know, it got better over time or whatever. Like with my dad for sure, because we was like this anyway. So it's like when I told him, he was so depressed because it's like, this my best friend, like this person I talk to all the time.
Right.
And it'll just be like, he'll be cool. And then the next day or so, I'm all sorts of, you know, faggots and all sorts of this and the third. Then he'll call and apologize. And then a week or so later, he'll have another tantrum. And I just got to a point where I'm like, I'm not finna keep on being it
going on that story
for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I try not to even really just even go back on it, because I'm like, these people is my parents. Like, these the folks that brought me into the world. Like, y'all act like this. I wish I was making it up.
Yeah, no, and I feel the same way. It's like it's hard to even have those conversations, because it's just like what we see, what we've seen and what we've heard. Like, you know how many times I've seen a TV show and someone say, oh, that's a sissy, or that's a faggot, or he gay, or this and the third. So it's like, why would I even want to come tell you my lifestyle or what I feel is me, or what I not even feel, what I know is me, because of the things I've heard you say about any and everybody else.
Exactly.
So, but as we go forward, we're gonna get a little deeper into your lifestyle. So, you know, of course, being gay was one thing, coming out of the closet was that, but then you begin to transition at some point. Yeah. Ooh. Yes. 23. You started transitioning at 23.
Yep.
And were you in college when you started transitioning?
No. I had graduated college twice by the time I was 21.
A smart girl. We love those. We love those. I love a smart girl.
I gone to the Art Institute of Nashville, which was the sister school of the Atlanta branch, and on the other side was Argosy University. So I took my math and English psychology all over at Argosy University, and then I took my cooking and all the other type of skills and stuff over at the Art Institute. And then I was supposed to been there to get my bachelor's, which was 3 years, but I said, fuck that. I'm getting my associates instead. So I did it in a year and a half. And then I went straight into cosmetology school, and that was only a year. So I was done by 21. Period. And so I came back, moved back to Memphis. I was 21. Started working in the shop. And maybe like around the age of 22, I was getting in. And a little bit before that, too, I was wearing hair or whatever, but I started getting in, and I'm like, this feels so much more like me. Like, oh, my God, this feels so much more like what I feel, like what I've been doing. Because when I was a kid, I used to stay playing in my mama's shit, like heels, dresses, bras, makeup, wigs. Like, it was just my thing, and I think that's what kind of made me get so fascinated with hair. My grandma, she just was spoiled, baby. You know what I'm saying?
She was out there.
I was grandma, baby.
Right.
For sure. So I was just, I don't know, I was with it. So when I turned 23, I was about to do a show, like a reality show. And
reality TV fish.
they was like, what is your name gonna be on the show? And I was like, I don't know. And my sister had been calling me Willa anyway. And so I was like, well, shit, Willa. And I was like, my middle name was already Michel. So I was like, Willa Michel. So yeah, there we go, period. And I had got a contract. And I was like, they were telling us how much we were going to be getting paid. And all of that, this, that, and third, woo. And I was like, well, I got to get my mama to go over the contract. And I'm like, I'm sure she don't really know whatever, do she or don't she?
Right.
But when I got over there to take her the contract and I was telling her, like, this is what I'm finna be doing in XYZ, she goes and get her phone and she pulls up a picture of me, like, dressed up, made up, everything. Like, and was like, who is this? I was like, that's me. But, like, why? Like, why you got this in your phone? Little did I know, like, I had a friend that was, like, always on Facebook. So anytime we would take pictures from the weekend, she would post it on Facebook and tag me. I didn't know it put it on your timeline because I wasn't used to Facebook.
Yes, yeah, I didn't know
either. My mama was my friend on Facebook, and she just take a picture after picture after picture after picture. So it's like she already knew. But it's like I don't really understand. Like, I don't know. Like, she just a fucking weirdo. But I don't know. She just, anyway. And at that point, she kind of was like, yeah, sign it. And she was like, at some point, you just got to live your life. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you got to be happy and you got to do what's best for you. Like, and you got to live your life and this, that, and third. So then it, went into like, okay, well, this is the name, this is it, and this is what's going to happen. So when 24 came, I was already on my own at that point. I was already just kind of like, it is what it is. And I had a birthday dinner. And that was like my first time with my parents gonna be there, with my friends and everything, like seeing me completely from head to toe, like woman. And it was everything. It was everything.
How did it feel when your mom like told you right then in that moment, like you gotta be you, you gotta live your life? Like,
I had broke down to my friend because she sent it in a text, and I was in my apartment, and I had told my friend. And I had just broke down or whatever. And I was like, Lord have mercy. Like, this is finally it. Like, I can finally just be free. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I hate, like, even just now, I'm like, I hate that I felt like I needed validation or I feel like I had to get it approved by somebody. Like, no grown adult should feel like they making the wrong or whatever. Like, you can consult with people and be like, hey, what do you think about this?
Right.
But as far as just being completely afraid to be who you are because of something, like, Jesus, had I not, I don't know who I would be to this day had I not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Could you imagine yourself like not transitioning, or did you know like this is it? Like I'm gonna do this.
I had never really even knew what trans was. Like it was only one trans person I had ever seen in my life, and I didn't really even know what it was then. And I was in high school, so I'm like I didn't even really know what was going on then. Did I ever think that it would be me?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Because I never was the type to even really want to put a label on it because I was so busy hiding from it. And it wasn't like I was in the closet type of thing. Like if you knew, you knew. And if you didn't, you didn't. So I'm like, damn. You know, it just is what it is. But I could not imagine like my life today, like had I been a boy. Like I probably would have been fine. I mean, yeah, but I just think I probably wouldn't have ever really been just completely happy, I guess. And I don't know if I am really necessarily completely happy now, but I know that it was certain things that I was self-conscious about as a boy that I shouldn't have been. Like I was self-conscious about being flat-chested as a boy. That's not
right.
I mean, boys, they ain't got no chest.
Right, that's natural. Right.
So yeah, so I'm like, what is that to feel, a way about or something like this? So I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're going to pause right there real quick. We're going to jump right back into this conversation because I got a few more questions to ask. But we're going to take a quick break right here on Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. We are here with the one and only Miss Willa Michel, my girl. And we're finna get into some things, y'all. I promise y'all, we finna turn this thing up.
Bam.
We'll be right back. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. We are here on the couch with Willa Michel Brown in the building. But no, we're gonna still get into this conversation about her and her transition. So you said that when your mom told you that you broke down and you gave us that whole spiel. And you said at 24, that's when you start going full blown, like you just start doing your thing. So, was the transitioning process easier for you, or was it like harder? Did you have someone to like help guide you into that life, or no?
Yes. So I had friends that had already been trans pretty much, or were transitioning already anyway. So I don't know how to explain it. It's like we always getting in. So it's like we knew it was called being every day. So it's like getting in every day was being every day. So it's like, oh no, she's just a drag queen. Or no, she's every day. She's every day. Like she's an everyday woman.
Got you.
So it's like we were just getting in at one point. But then we looked like women just getting in. So it's like when it became like, girl, you know what time it is, girl. It became every day. It was like we wasn't taking it off. Like you wasn't taking no. You ain't taking it off. You going to the store with your dress on.
Right.
You going to the store with your bra and stuff on. You going to the movies. You going here. You going there. This is your life now.
Right.
And then it's like, even just being out, we were received well, and that was another thing that kind of helped me because I'm like, it's just too easy. Everybody had they busted, time where they was kind of just getting into it, but even then, I was just fucked up.
Right.
So I was just like, girl, if you really, and it just came with time. So I'm like, it came with time. And I never took myself too serious. You know what I'm saying? It was more important to me to take my hormones than anything. And to be honest, I had gotten work done, a silicone work, before I had even made the decision to transition. So as a boy, I was going back and forth getting pumped.
Right.
So I was like, but when I realized, oh yeah, girl, you finna be that girl right before my 24th birthday, I went and I got pumped that last time and got my hips, and everything, and got their body framed on out.
Period.
And then that was when I was like, boom, there you go.
Yeah. So you started getting your work done in the midst of you. You said you already, like you're being a boy, you was getting your work done. So when did you decide to, okay, well, I've been getting my shape done. I've been working on my shape. When did you decide to go ahead and just get your breast augmentation?
So it took me a long time to get my boobs done, and it was only because I never grew like a whole lot of boob anyway. Like for years and years I'm on, and I never like really grew past a anything. So I'm like, God damn, like no doctor was comfortable enough like doing it, without giving me like some small, like,
Right.
and I'm too tall for that. I was
Right.
too tall for that. And so I was just like, I don't know. And then it's like every time I would ever get the money for it, I would have to do something else. And so I was like, well, just take your time. Take your time. Just take your time. And it was a lot of people, that went and got boobs and stuff like that. But it's just whenever it was going to happen for me, it was going to happen for me. And so I think 2018, I had paid for them to go ahead and go. And I was like, you finna do it, girl.
Right.
You finna go ahead and do it or whatever. I had been taking my hormones, and I was like, child, this is as best as it was gonna get. But I had seen on their page that they had done like girls that was just completely flat chested.
Right.
They do the girls there. So I'm like, oh well, baby, period. I'm finna go there. I can't
Right.
about it. And so I booked my appointment, and I talked to the doctor. He was super nice, and he did them for me. And granted, he went a little bit bigger than I had asked, or that we had even talked about before he put me on. He went way bigger. But when they finally came on down and they did what they were supposed to do, I was fucking with it then. Like I was.
Yeah, well, their tea, like your boobs are sickening. You don't really. I've never seen, because I've seen you naked a few times. But you're not. Like, I don't see no scar, or they don't look like, they're very sickening.
Thank you. My scars in the crease, and I really didn't even scar bad. It looked like a scratch.
Yeah, like the titties are tea.
Like a scratch, yeah. And I'm gonna get them redone or whatever, but because I know when I had first gotten them done, with me being so tight, they don't want you to end up with a uniboob. Like, this part can raise up. So I feel like they didn't cut me as close as they could have, like, as far as for cleavage purposes. But I'm for the most part satisfied because my boobs sit directly behind my nipple. Like, my nipple is centered, but I think I need a bigger implant for my cleavage to kind of do what I wanted to do sometimes. But other than that, I'm happy with my body. I'm happy with, the work that
Bitch, you look good.
And a bitch ain't broke the bank. That's why I be like, these hoes be talking about they just spent $100,000 for what?
For what?
Bitch, for what? My fucking boobs was, what, $3,000. I'ma say overall, let me get silicone work. I'ma say that was about $4,700. Just overall, because I done been got pumped like 6 or 7 times. So yeah, for the most part, my body was about 4,000, almost 5,000. My boobs were 3,000. I haven't had any face work. I ain't did nothing like that. My own was expensive as shit because I used to get my own from somebody in Florida.
Look, okay, we are not releasing the plug. Period.
Somebody in Florida. But
for the girl that's good for it.
Oh God. But
she's good for it.
But yeah, I was gonna say I have something coming up or whatever. I'm not gonna say anything about it until But yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see. So do you think, like, as a trans woman, you should take your time transitioning, like you shouldn't rush the process?
I always say a slow perfect instead of a fast fuck up because I just feel like this. One thing I saw a lot of in Memphis was a lot of girls just running and ripping, like literally running, ripping to get work done. And a lot of them was not satisfied with the work that they was running and ripping to get. And it was because I feel like it was being preached so bad that you wasn't a woman if you didn't have those things. Like what a woman was to those girls equated to body parts. So it's like, oh, I ain't gonna be no woman until I go get hips and ass. Or I'm not gonna be no woman until I go get boobs. No, the woman that you are is created in your mind before you ever lay down on anybody's table. That's the woman.
Right.
The woman you want to look like is cool beans. Everybody has the aesthetic that they feel. Because to be quite honest, a lot of us don't want to, probably even think about this. But us trans women, the male in us determines what type of woman we look like. Because the male in us somewhat literally, I guess, is how it's attraction to a woman or whatever the case may be. You know what a bad bitch is.
Right.
And you create yourself almost like a man who has a wife who he dresses and he does and he whatever the case may be. He knows exactly what type of woman he wants.
Right.
He knows what type of woman he wants to see.
Right.
And that is what it ultimately becomes as a trans woman. You ultimately become the woman that you would, I would say, pursue,
Right.
or that you want to see. So
Right.
cool. Take your time though.
Yeah.
Who you transitioning for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was doing it for the wrong reason, or a lot of girls was like, "Oh, I can't make no money hoeing. I can't get a whole lot of money hoeing because I ain't got no work. I got to get my work so I can really be able to hoe."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Bitches, that really goes like no
Right.
shade,
Right. No shade.
no
Like.
shade.
Right.
I hoe, but I hoe alongside my career. I never hold before my career. I hold alongside my career.
Right.
So it's like I'm hoeing this weekend, and then I'll be back in Memphis combing hair for a couple of days, and then I'm back in Atlanta hoeing again.
Right.
It's alongside that money. It wasn't like I had to necessarily hoe. I just had shit that I wanted. I wanted to move. I wanted to do whatever I needed to do, and I had got introduced to their life, and it just was what it was, like when it was. But a lot of girls feel like, oh, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to get that money. That's the only way, and they go and they getting pumped by whoever. And then they work is turning black and blue and shit, and hard as a rock. And it's just like I be feeling bad for them girls.
Yeah.
And I got daughters, and I always told my daughters, y'all take y'all time. My daughter's sickening.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? My baby girl,
T.
God,
Period.
God, fisher than me, and I live for
Fish.
it.
Yes,
I
fishy.
live for it because she's their girl.
Yeah.
She ain't tapped into her upper yet because she too busy with her outer. But when she tap into that upper,
Out of there.
my girl out of there.
Well, I want to speak on that because that's when you just say, you know, it starts with your mind, like you're the woman in you starts in your mind. And that kind of like, I've heard you say that before, but that kind of like puts me in perspective in a lot of things because it's something that I've always like, you know, asked, like, you know, when do you start the transition process, like what makes you just feel like you want to go into being a woman? But then in that moment you just answer that for me, and I've never heard anybody say that. But it's just like I've heard people say, like, you know that you're a woman, like it's on the inside of you, whatever case may be, but you literally just said, like, even with you saying like, oh, you want to be a woman, so you automatically think you got to go get work done and got to do all this, but the woman is in, like, that's
The woman
you
is
got to think about.
and that's for a lot of even cisgender women. They are, I'm a woman. I'm this. No, baby, you are female. There's a lot of things that come along with life that make you a woman. It's a lot of sacrifices and things you make, things that make you a woman. Yeah, there's a lot of things that females experience, you know, periods, having children. But there are a lot of women who go out and have children but are not women enough to raise their children. But you want to scream you're a woman. And so I'm not discrediting
Yeah, no, at all.
anybody for any of it, because ultimately call yourself what you want to call yourself. I identify as a trans woman, so
Right.
it just is what it is.
We're gonna talk about that.
But it's a lot of things that make you a woman. It's a lot of things that I see, like just women, like that's a woman. She handled it. It's certain things that I seen her sacrifice from herself for her kids, or sacrifice from herself for her household, or what. That's a woman. She just had to do what she had to do. You know what I'm saying? Or she whatever. She you know what a woman is,
Right.
when you see your vision of what a woman is,
Yes, right.
and kind of just the strong women that we have had. Just in history, you know what a woman is.
You know what a woman is.
And so a lot of people throw that word around so loosely, like, oh, they're not women.
No, I'm not a female, but I'm a woman.
Okay, girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say whatever you say, baby.
Right.
Cool beans. I identify as a trans woman.
Period. And that's one of my questions that I have here for you too, but before we go into that question, matter of fact, we could just talk about it while we're on it, because I want to go back to something else that we just talked about. But you say you've always said, like, you know, you don't like, I'm a trans woman. Like, don't put you. I know that I'm not a woman. You don't have to even put me into that category, because this is what I identify as. Why do you feel it's important for you to do that, being that who you are? Because in a world where now cisgender women are so vocal and they love to say, okay, yeah, they not women, they not this, they don't understand what women go through. They don't have this, they don't have that. But give me on specific why you know and you categorize yourself as a trans woman, and you not necessarily stay in that box, but you stay in your identity.
Exactly, because of what you just said. Anytime and almost every time I have ever had any type of altercation with a cisgender female, it's always thrown around, you're gay. But then when you turn, that was when you was a boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you want to be a woman, you want to be me, you wish you had a vagina. Bitch, I done made enough money in my life to go and buy me 10 of them bitches if I wanted a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a fan. Like,
right.
No shade to yours.
Right.
Probably gorgeous.
Yeah.
Nice and plump. Whatever they supposed to be like. Wet. Bitch, whatever it's supposed to be like. Cool, bitch. Cool. But that is why I have to say, like, even in Memphis, I was already so known for doing her that it was no secret. People knew who Willa was. So it's like, even if I wanted to say that I wasn't trans, I couldn't. Because it was so many girls, girl, you can't believe it. You can't believe it. Or showing they dude, she pretty, ain't it? Mm-hmm. She pretty. Yeah, she bad the motherfucker. You know that's a dude. You know this. Like, that's the way. And to be honest, I wasn't offended because Memphis hoes just ignorant anyway. They don't know how to talk.
Right.
So I ain't thinking nothing of it. The bitch, girl, I saw my dude, you bitch. He didn't even know you was a man, girl. He didn't
girl.
Them hoes just silly. You know what I'm saying? Just some silly.
Right.
And then my folks. So don't get me wrong. Some of them bitches be getting, you know what I'm saying? But some of them bitches, they just country. So it's like I don't be paid. I'm feel like this. I have met so many women in my life. Thank God. I just been blessed to have just even touched so many women's head in my life. To know who mean well and who don't. And know who with the shit and who ain't.
Right.
So it's like I identify as a trans woman because you can't tell me what lane I'm in when I know I'm in my own. Like you want to be a woman. No, bitch, I want to be a trans woman, which is what I am. Bitch, you want to be a trans woman. And then that's when the hoe be like, bitch, what you mean? No, hoe, bitches want dicks. Bitches want dicks. And they gonna say, that's some ignorant shit. Okay, well, it's just about as ignorant as you hoes saying every trans bitch want a pussy. You hoes want dicks. You don't like that because your pussy don't make no noise. You want a dick. You want to fuck the world, bitch.
Because that's what these niggas be wanting.
All them niggas doing it. Bitch.
No shame.
If a lot of y'all will open up to some things that your nigga likes and desires, they motherfucking asses wouldn't be looking for us so bad. And that's where a lot of the divide come from. I hate that it's always something to do with men when it comes to why a lot of trans women can't get along with cisgender women. Bitch, they do us worse than they do y'all. Bitch, at least they go outside with you all. And then y'all go outside with them, don't be looking half like shit. And that's not every girl, because some girls be putting their shit fuck on.
Down.
But I'm like, girls, y'all got, bitch, they do us the same damn way, if not worse. And it's just be there, bitch. They do us the same.
Right.
Because they was killing us, they killing them. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So they doing us the same. And I'm like, it's always something to do with a man. Like, no. Bitch, if you really understood we was in the same damn boat and this nigga gonna lie his way out of a motherfucking cardboard box, bitch.
You wouldn't hate me.
Man.
You wouldn't hate me.
Man, because I swear I don't see no bitch. I'm sorry. I don't feel no type of way about no woman who was born a woman on this earth.
Right.
For what? For what? Y'all some beautiful creatures. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
I pride myself on being the type of bitch that kind of snoop a little bit because the niggas that be coming at me, I won't fuck with no nigga if I know he has someone.
Right.
That's just me because I feel like it'll come back on me.
Right.
So if I see somebody constantly calling the phone and he in my presence, oh baby, you got to get up out of here. Somebody calling you because I done been that girl.
Right.
Calling their phone.
Right.
And God knew where he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just me just being silent like I am, I just can't do it. Even when it came to like getting money or whatever the case may be, like even when I was escorting, you don't even know my name. That shit is like they say on people, that shit is earned. You don't even know my name. None of them niggas ever knew my name. Right. You get what I'm saying? I don't even know nothing about y'all. You get what I'm saying? They taking their rings off and shit like that. But if I catch it or see it, you got to roll back. Right. You ain't get no money back. You got to roll. Right. You get what I'm saying? Because I just can't do it. Like in good conscience, no, I just can't do it. And so
I fuck with that.
When I pride myself and know that I can't do that, and then you would turn around and you would give me all what you give me, I'm like, girl, I turned your nigga down. Mm-hmm. Could have fucked him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But just out of respect for whatever it could have been, I just can't do that.
Yeah. So, do you think that all trans women escort, or do you feel like it's just something that some trans women do to get them to that point they want to be, or do you feel like it's a lifestyle for some?
I think that it has been a stereotype that trans women cannot get work or cannot find work because they are discriminated against. Therefore, they go to sex work. Baby, you can get a job any fucking where. You get what I'm saying? You go work at a warehouse. You get what I'm saying? So any bitch that's selling pussy, it's because she wants to sell pussy.
Right.
And I'm not going to even say it's because she won't, because a lot of people, when they step in it, and that's the only way they can get money, they have no choice but to do it.
Right.
They have no choice but to do it. And they feel locked in and like, damn, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. I thank God, like, that I had started building a career doing whatever I was doing before I had really transitioned. And I thank God that I was able to do it well enough to the point where life was a little easier in that aspect for me. So it's like I was so talented in doing hair that everybody was coming, regardless of what I was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they come and see the bitch, girl, you know you be sharp. Girl, you know you be this. You know what I'm saying? Them be my clients. And and I'm doing them, and whatever we kicking it, I'm laying their hair down.
Yeah.
So they don't care what you got going on,
Right.
long as you laying their hair down.
Right.
And when it started to get better and better and better, people just want to come see you because they want to see what you done did.
Right.
Girl, you got boobs, everybody ran in there because they want to see, oh shit.
Oh, girl, look at them titties, girl.
You got them titties.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. So I was grateful to work. And I'm like, even when I was like, hair ain't hitting it for me, I started cooking in Memphis, selling seafood bags. The motherfuckers was banging the dough down for it. So I'm like, I'm a hustler anyway. So then when it came to sex work, and I'm like, bitch, I was fucking anyway. Bitch, I love to fuck. That was a stress relief.
Right.
Bitch, bitch was borderline a fucking nympho. Like, bitch, I love to fuck, ho. And you mean to tell me, bitch, a hoe can get paid?
Right, bitch, I get paid for this?
Bitch, stop it. Bitch, a hoe posted.
Can I worry about it?
Hoe posted up so bad, bitch. I'm talking about splayed out so bad. Can I tell you, I can't even remember my first. Oh, do I remember my first? Can't even remember my first date. I can't. Oh no, I do remember my first date. He was an old man. He was an older man. He had to be like 50 or 60. And I had did him in my best friend bathroom. And after that, we went and got an Airbnb. And after that, it was history. I started escorting. And that was back in 2018, 19, something like that. Started escorting. And it was what it was. But like I said, it was the stereotype that said that girls couldn't get a job. Girls go work at, well, you know, I guess it's a stereotype that a lot of trans girls work at gas stations, but I'm like, they go work at the gas station. You can go work at the warehouse. You can go work anywhere. Like, the world is a little bit LGBT friendlier now.
Right.
I would say maybe more so back then, but like in today's day and age, if you selling pussy, you just selling pussy because you like the atmosphere.
Do you feel like it's hard to get out of once you start escorting?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna say for me, it was hard for me to let go of escorting because of the types of guys I was meeting. I'm talking about every last one of them bitches coming in dripped down from head to toe, smelling like fucking either Creed or Baccarat.
Yeah.
Them only two fucking fragrances they know in Atlanta.
Got that Baccarat smell from you.
Bitch,
Ooh, yes.
Whichever one of them fucking bun number 9s, goddamn it. But them niggas was just so upper echelon. And it's just like they all would want to take me away from the shit. But I was too busy having fun because I'm like, I'm meeting so many of you.
Right. That's so many
I'm
of you.
meeting so many of you specifically. Why would I stop for you when I will meet you again tomorrow?
That's sickening.
And the day after that. Damn it, I might meet somebody more generous than you. And then it got to a point where I had no peace because once that number out there, baby, they were calling all night long, texting, playing on your phone. That was another thing that I was just like, I could do without that.
Right.
Because there be a lot of trans bitches who don't be getting no dates. And they sit up and they play on your phone because they mad and been out of shape. Or you post your good pictures and then bitches come and using your pictures and fucking your name up. And granted, I love it because some of the ads will let them keep reviews and shit. And the page that I had from when I was working tough, I had all my reviews from my men. All my men would get back on there. She's the real deal. She's exactly like her pictures. dick is this long. XYZ. Letting the other men know. Like, they look out for each other. Like, same things like if it's a girl they know set up and stuff like that. They'll post up, bitch, be like, she do this, she do that. Her hygiene ain't right. Whatever. They look out for each other. So when they come in and say they look whatever the case, that's what make their phone ring. Because them niggas got to see you. Them niggas raving about you too bad.
Wow.
Raving back. When I tell you, I'm telling you, Troy,
girl, you give me the tea.
It had got to a point where I had so many dudes trying to come back to back that I literally was asking them, do you mind just coming in? All of y'all. And the ones that didn't give a fuck came in. Period. And the ones that couldn't do it sat outside and waited. Period. And I turned a bath in the motherfucker in their room with all them niggas, receive my money, retrieve my money, and rotated them other niggas how I needed.
Yeah. Wow.
Because they wanted to see what was up with.
Bitch, you was a bad bitch.
They wanted to see what was up with P.
The P, yes.
They wanted to see what was up with P.
Yes. Girl, and I've always, like, in the world now, it's kind of like, I'm necessarily over it because it's such a scene thing, because that's all you see on OnlyFans or social media, and then they're now calling it sex work. But for me, necessarily, what you did was sex work, because, bitch, it was discreet. I had to really get out here in the field and go get it. Bitch, now y'all just posting y'all dicks on social media or y'all pussies on social media and getting people. That's porn to me. No shade.
No, but porn is sex work.
Yeah. Okay.
Porn is sex work.
Okay.
Anything that has something to do with sex and you getting paid, sex work.
Okay.
Sex work. And escorting is supposed to be just escorting someone on dates or whatever the case may be, and they may exchange money for a favor or whatever the case later on.
Girl, educate me. I love that. No, but I want to thank you. I really appreciate you for, like, even being vulnerable enough to even just go out there and say that, because, like, it's a lot that a lot of people don't know, and it's a lot that I don't know, and I'm still learning. But I'm glad that I have, like, a friend like you or somebody like you that doesn't mind, like, teaching, because but you teaching me and you teaching other people too. So, but we're gonna take a quick break.
Period.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come right back, and we're gonna get into our next topic. We're right here on Talk Live Tuesdays with none other than Willa Michel. We'll be right back.
Here I am.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. We're on the couch here with none other than Willa Michel. And she is giving us the tea of the motherfucking tea, y'all. I'm over here gagging, and I hope you guys are gagging as well, because that's tea and information that y'all need to know. But also, you get to see, like, it's real. Like, people really live these lives, and, like, it's not as easy as y'all try to make it seem. It's not what y'all try to make it seem. Like, no shade, a lot of y'all probably couldn't even do what she had to do to get to where she was going. You just, anyway, girl, I live. Anyway, so we've talked about, your upbringing. We talked about, the transition. We talked about the escorting, but you did say you were on reality TV prior to, like, you were doing reality TV. And then last year, you tapped back into reality TV and you got on to the platform where I got to meet your beautiful self. Yeah. Chasing Atlanta. Yeah. How was that for you, like, being able to, well, first of all, not even how was that for you, but what made you even want to step onto the platform?
So I had knew, like, Dominique, and I had knew Lauren from previous, just knowing from just living life. And so I had started letting Dominique grow my dog, and I had started seeing what he was doing with it or whatever. And I'm like, damn. So I followed the page and everything. And was just, tuning in, watching different little stuff. And I was like, damn, I've seen this before anyway. I had seen it before, but I really started paying attention to it when I seen it. Dominique and Lauren were on.
Right.
And so I had seen it come down my timeline that they was doing, like, a casting call. And I was like, girl, wouldn't it be some shit if you had audition, girl, and they picked you? I'm like, bitch, do it. Because I know that I had been an internet kind of personality before. And I stopped because I had a lot of stuff going on in my life or whatever. So I just had stopped. Like, and I was like, girl, just get back out there. This will be your chance to get back out there, remind the people who you know, and be like, where you been, you know? And child, submitted my stuff. Child got the email from them folks.
Yeah.
And it was all she wrote, baby.
Bitch, you came in there and did your big one.
Came in guns blazing. I'm just playing.
Did your big one. Like, but how was that experience for you? Like being on season 5, like, and it was like probably one of our, like literally our biggest season because we had great ass numbers. Like we outdid ourselves from last season. So like, how was that experience for you?
It was good. Like I just, can I say I feel like I contributed to that a little bit?
Definitely, you definitely did.
And that's what made me feel great because I feel inclusive. I'm like, I'm so glad that even though I didn't feel like I had contributed as much as I know that I could have, I still felt like a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, girl,
people live for you.
People be saying that.
People live for you. You were a fan favorite.
I love the people, and I love the people that love me. I just was just like, listen, it would be too hard to try to keep up with a story.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't make up then.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them see whatever they gonna see. Because to be quite frank, I'm one of them type of people where it's like, and I had heard this from T.S. Madison a long time ago. It's like when you reach yourself, these people can't reach you.
Can't reach you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I'm comfortable in me.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So if I know what's up with me, why would I give a damn about you saying something?
Right.
So me not knowing what type of people I was coming into or whatever the case, I didn't want to be in a situation where everybody knew what I was going through, and I might have just so happened to rub somebody wrong or get into it with somebody, and they take that opportunity to blast me or try to use that as ammunition. Like, let me empty your clip, all of y'all.
Yeah.
Let me empty all of y'all clips because Willa gonna come in there just as naked and raw as I can anyway. Because ultimately, who does that?
Right.
Ain't nobody really. I mean, yeah, they airing they shit out on on whatever you call it on TV or whatever the case, but who just really like letting people know, like, bitch, I'm you.
Yeah, right.
For real, bitch,
right.
And you me.
And I agree with that on you because, bitch, you no shade. And I love everybody that's been on the show, but like I feel like honestly, even outside of my damn self, I feel like you were the only person that I've seen in this group come in and be just simply authentic. Like it wasn't about bitch glitz and glamour. It wasn't about, oh, I work this job. It wasn't about I have this client. It wasn't about I make this much money. It was about, bitch, this is Willa. This is who I am. And bitch, this is what y'all getting. And whether y'all like it or not, bitch, this is me. Because I never felt, even still to this day, the reason I feel like as a friend, I can go through you. I can go through your ups and downs and your battles with you because I feel like who I know, that's who you are genuinely. I don't feel like I know a different Willa from the show because, bitch, you haven't shown me anything other than that. So I really feel like you were like coming onto this platform. I'm glad I met you because you literally came in just authentic Willa. Like, bitch, I'm gonna give you my wigs, but bitch, if I ain't feeling it that day, I ain't feeling it. Bitch, if I'm finna tell a bitch off, I'm finna tell a bitch off. If I gotta say this, I'm gonna say it and I don't give a fuck who like it or who don't like it. And that's what I live for. You as a real girl. And that's why I feel like I got authentic motherfucking Memphis girl, K Michel Tees. But how did you feel about the cast this season?
I love the cast. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have traded nobody.
Right.
I would have traded nobody. I would have made Aaron ass do a little bit more talking and do a little bit more, coming around, even though, we wasn't no chicken bar, bitch. We could have gave her about $5.
Okay, girl, because that's the girl. One thing that girl holler about, bitch, I ain't getting paid, so I ain't got to do nothing.
Collectively, $5 in the collection jar for her. But they would have had a fit about that because why we giving this whole money? You right.
You right.
Just be a part of the thing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, just kind of looking and seeing everybody doing something different. I'm like, I'm the only one that's calming her this season. So I'm like, okay, cool. But it was a lot of rappers. It was a lot of artists and stuff like that. And it was just good trying to see, like, even though a lot of people was doing the same thing, they all was different in it.
Different,
and I was
different
like,
dynamic.
it's crazy. Then Aaron and Ike can sing,
yeah.
but they both give two totally different flares. And I'm like, this lit in the city,
baby
and
girl.
I'm auntie bitch coming up cooking the shit or whatever. It was cool. It was a great experience. I fucked with it. And towards the end, it got a little muddy, but I think that, like I said, had I been in a better mental place, I literally was overworked. Like a motherfucker, especially when the reunion came, because I literally had been working 6 days straight, nonstop. Facts. I was just mentally not there.
Yeah,
but other than that, wouldn't trade the cast.
So, what was your favorite moment in this season? Like, what stood out most to you?
I would have to say, and was that my favorite moment? My favorite moment was at the cabins when we was in that bitch doing motherfucking Dream Girls. That was my favorite moment because there was the one time I can recall that nobody felt no type of way about nothing, bitch, and everybody was in that motherfucker with their hair down having the time of their damn life.
Cause you watch your mouth, Miss Effie White. Ha yes, girl, we had a ball.
That shit still tickles me.
Yes, because girl, we was having a ball. Everybody was having a fun time.
Bad.
Yes.
Tickles me bad.
Girl, I literally have rewatched that cabin scene, especially the one that Dario just took out when everybody was singing, doing their drag. I've watched that so many times because I was just like, bitch, we just look so free and so happy. But would you come back to Chasing Atlanta for another season?
You know, I've been getting this question a whole lot. And I've been giving mixed answers about this a whole lot.
Well, give it to me real here on Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag.
Okay. So part of the reason why I had agreed to do it in the first place is because I kind of felt like if I didn't have nothing going on, I would really get it going on for the purposes of the show. But the reason that I let them see me as raggedy as I was is because I knew I could flip it around. I had been there before, just never that extreme in my life, you know. And I'm like, it's only this extreme because you finna step into something that you have. I ain't gonna say you never could imagine because you didn't dreamt it. You may have dreamed it on a small scale, but God finna blow my mind. And it's like, I couldn't really see it, but I felt it then. And I'm like, baby, you on the other side. So I say, yes, I would, to show you the other side of it.
Yeah.
Because I showed you what it was to be down, but I'm going to show you what it is not to stay down.
Yes, God.
And I feel like that's important because a lot of us get there on that ground and we stay there. We can't stay there.
Yeah.
You got to get your ass up. And to be honest, as long as you try to better yourself, you always going to get pushed. You just can't fall every time. Just can't fall every time. And so I'm like, it would be important for me to come back to show people, hey, your girl out.
Your girl out, and she's there.
You got it.
Yeah.
Where was you? Did you do what you had? You out?
Yeah, you out? Because we here.
Because your girl out.
Your girl out.
You out.
She's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up because I want to know where you are now and how are you handling your healing. But of course, like one of the moments on the show and pivotal moments for the season was, the passing of your grandmother. How are you now and where are you at in your healing point with that situation? And of course, like I say, and I always say this, it's never a time that you're going to be fully healed because of course that's somebody that you loved, and I feel like that with anybody that you lose. But where are you at now, like with that situation?
Right. So I miss her every day, but it's not. I'm put it like this. I have sense enough to know that everybody don't live forever. She had me fooled a little bit though, because they gave my grandma up time after time after time after time after time, and she always pulled through.
Yeah.
So this time I wasn't looking at it like it was any different, and I love her so much that I never want her hurting or anything of that nature. So if passing was what had to happen or had to take place for her to be out of that pain, cool. And I mean it.
Yeah.
And I felt that then. But then it goes into times where I realized that everybody in this world got a person. And I don't even want to say it's just one, because sometimes you meet a few people in this world, but everybody got just a person. And she was my person. I ain't had no man. You know what I'm saying? Grandma didn't have no man.
Right.
It was just everything about us was just like Thelma and Louise. Like, she'll be about to tell me something, I'm doing it. And I see it right there. She said, child, you just get on my nerve. I was just going to tell you that we was there.
Yeah.
I could see her. She like, oh, it's just, I missed that part. It's like the calling and the talking on the phone. I miss that part.
Right.
Because she is somebody who genuinely took like an interest in what I was doing or
Right.
what I had going on and actually cared.
Right.
So it's like, that's the part I miss the most. But I was laying in my bed. Now, this is after the dust is settled. I done unpacked everything. And I'm telling y'all this, and I ain't trying to spook nobody, scare nobody. I had been seeing like different things and knowing that my grandma got me. You know, lights flickering that ain't never flickered, stuff falling off of stuff that ain't never fell. Just certain things that you just can't explain happening. But I was in my room the other night and I was watching TV and I felt some heat on my forehead. And I don't know what it was. And I felt crazy because I felt something in there the first day I was in there. And I had a suitcase in there that day and it had been standing up all day long, but no soon as I laid down, it flipped over. And I said to myself, I said, and I'm not scared, you know what I'm saying? I did my grandma's hair for the funeral. Like, I did my grandma's hair for the funeral. And she wasn't the first deceased person I've done, you know, hair for or whatever. So I don't feel about death the way I guess the average person is. I'm not scared of it, I guess. And so I was like, something in here. You know, something's in here. But my grandma had experiences where ghosts did anything in her bed, her family or whatever. Okay, so I kind of kept a little peace in knowing that they come in peace type of thing. But I'm like, is that her? And I felt some warmth just right here in my forehead. And I just kept feeling it. I'm like, I don't know if that's my grandma putting her hand on me. I don't know if she kissed my forehead. I don't know what it is, but I just felt something in it was tingling. And you know how when it's something close to nerve. It was just tingling and it was warm. And I was like, you here, you know, and I haven't started like talking yet, like just talking out loud to see like if it hit, because I'm like, girl, you can't just be here talking, you know, thinking she hearing you.
You can.
But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. I thank God for blessing me with her for the time that like my grandma literally was in my life all my life, and I'm 30 years old. A lot of people don't even make it to 30 with their grandma. But I was blessed to it. Just thank God for the time. Thank you for even just sharing her with me, because to have known her was a blessing. Like, to have known her was just an honor and a privilege. So I hope somebody feel like that about me one day. You know, maybe one day I might have a kid. I'm so scared I'm gonna fuck a kid up, but maybe one day I have a kid, and then my kid will have a kid, and I can be this same thing
to them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I want you to know, like, she is proud of you, and that probably is her let you know, like, girl, everything you done, everything you work for, I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you, and just let you know, like, she's right there watching over you, as she has always been. So I'm glad that you are in a better place with that. And I'm glad to see that. Now I'm going to ask this question just to change the dynamic a little bit before we go into our next segment. But who was your favorite cast member, and who was your least favorite cast member of season 5 of Chasing Atlanta?
So I think I'm gonna have to say you was my favorite. Well, yeah, you was my favorite, because bitch, you my bitch.
The girl's gonna kill us.
Drew was my bitch too. But Drew, shut the fuck up, because so I already know you're gonna have a fit. And I love my girl Kendra, I love Nick, and everybody else. Jay's good people. My least favorite, Miss Girl. Miss Girl.
Okay. I'll take that.
She's my least favorite.
Okay. I'll take that. Well, on the camera trip, we've taken wigs. On the season, we've seen you flip wigs, flip hair, do it all. We've seen every hairstyle, from your natural to the orange on your head, to the girl saying Wilma, to girl, everything. Everything hair. Willa, Michel, hair.
Let's see.
When did you start doing hair? Like, because, baby, bitch, when the first time I think the first time I seen you was when you came to my host, and bitch, you had that bob on. I was living. Bitch, then the next time I seen you, bitch, at the motherfucking spot, bitch, you had motherfucking blue hair. Done. Bitch, next time I seen you, bitch, you was at the Ike Sock event. On chair. I said, oh, bitch.
Because I'm going to put
She's eating it up.
I'm going to put that shit on. Okay, so I had started playing like with dolls and stuff, you know, as a kid. But my cousin had this little one that stood up probably like this tall, like 3 feet, 3 feet tall, probably somewhere in there. And she had hair. It wasn't like all the way over the head, but it was for the most part where it was supposed to be. And child, I was greasing it up, pulling it in the ponytail, honey. You couldn't tell you how many times I put it in that same ponytail. But hair just had fascinated me, and I was just so excited about it. Now, my grandma always had long hair, and she used to always keep her hair plaited. She liked people to grease her scalp, everything like that. So I was like, well, shit. I started doing it for her, whatever, and I started doing it. And I was like, you know what, wait a minute. I got to give me a mannequin head. I wasn't working at the time, so it was like, what you gonna do? Like, how you gonna do that? And so I went and got one of them styrofoam heads, a big pack of safety pins. Not safety pins,
The T-pins?
push, what you call them pins? The fucking bobby pins. And some tracks. And bitch, I was cutting them hoes, and I took them pins and pinned them bitches in that styrofoam head like around that motherfucking head. How it go, bitch, and made a fucking mannequin head.
Period.
And I colored them tracks. I'm talking about their hair got colored so many motherfucking times until I learned how to do them colors like that. So, because I was buying blowing hair all the time. So I was like, yeah, couldn't learn how to try to cut me a little bob and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? This shit finna slap. So when I was 15, I was in the 10th grade. I had started doing roller sets and relaxers and stuff like that. The girls was coming out of school getting their hair done. And my mama was like, you got my house full of folks. Like, this shit can't go like this. Like, no. You got hair everywhere, no. But I was hustling like I was making money. So at that time, 15, I had a job. So I was like, well, I'm working my job. And I just go to people's house because I had a car at that time. We turned 16 in the 10th grade. So I was like, I'm working. Got a car. I go house to house. Was going house to house doing them. Get money. It just was what it was. So I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to go to her school instead. She's like, no, you going to culinary school because that's what I'm paying for. And I said, okay, fuck it. You paying for it. That's where I'm going. But I went and then went on. I wasn't even going to go to her school like right after college because I was trying to find a job in my field. And I had this friend from Nashville. His name is Dion, Lord rest his soul. But my friend Dion, I had been seeing him around the city, but I never really came face to face with him. And he had come to my job one day because I was working at Walmart out there. He came to my job, and I was like, damn, he was like, girl, you do hair and whoop whoop, and we were just chit chatting talking. And he went to Remington, and he was like, you need to come up here, you need to enroll, you need to this and there. And I went right on up there that day, and I enrolled, and I got in school, and me and him was in school like. Yeah, that was my bitch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we was Dick and Steve. So, Dion introduced me to damn near everybody I knew. Like everybody I knew. All the people I knew from Nashville. Was a lot of people from Atlanta he had introduced me to. Like that bitch was all the way, all around or whatever. And then that bitch could dance or whatever. So it was like everybody knew Dion. Everybody. And so we went to school, bitch. And I was in there doing the damn thing because I had already been calm.
Making get yourself prepared.
There was certain shit that I knew I didn't know how to do that I needed them to show me before I got out of there. So I was just asking the teachers, but shit, a lot of them didn't know a lot of shit. So it's like a lot of people's coming watching me like, damn, bitch, you ain't half bad. Like, damn, bitch, you could call some hair. Yeah. And it just went from there. I graduated, moved back to Memphis because of some tragic ass bullshit that had happened in Nashville. Moved back to Memphis. And got a job at a KFC, which was my first ever job, like KFC. And so I got a job at KFC again at 21. So I was pissed because I'm like, you didn't graduate from college twice and you working at KFC again. And so I was paying my booth rent though with my KFC checks because I didn't have no clients. So I'm like, it is what it is. I had one church lady that come every Saturday, and I had another few little friends or whatever was coming, but the clientele was coming crazy quick. A lot of dancers and stuff, a lot of strippers and stuff was my first clients, like. And they was coming faithfully. Yeah. Baby, that shit, I gave myself a year. I said, because I was back staying with my mama. I said, give yourself a year, move into build your clientele up. I literally had built up a clientele and moved out of my mama's house in 6 months.
Oh, period.
6 months. Yeah. And when I got my first apartment, I was so scared. Because I'm like, I had a roommate at first. I was like, this ain't my first apartment, but I had a roommate.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
this going to be my first time paying rent on my own.
Right.
When I tell you my first year, I made over $100,000.
Period.
Next year, I made like 80-something thousand or whatever. But I was calm with her.
Yeah.
I hit the ground running.
As you should have. And go ahead.
That was it.
Period. And I love to hear like how you, even though you went back home, you gave yourself a deadline and you said, bitch, by this time I need to be out of here, but you even did it faster. And I feel like a lot of people go home and don't even give themselves a deadline. They get so comfortable and they just be like, okay, well, I'm in a safe space. I can do whatever while I'm here. I turn up, bitch. Me personally, I was just like, I was like, if I gotta be homeless in motherfucking another state, bitch, I was not going, because I feel like if I would have went back to Lake City, Florida, bitch, I would be in Lake City, Florida right now.
Yes.
Literally. No shade. So when you started doing hair, did you think like it would get that big? Like, did you think like your first year, like you would make $100,000? And did you think like going into it that you would be doing people hair like Jessica Dime? I know you said one of your first clients was Big Frida. Like, did you think that it would get to that point?
No, absolutely not. I don't know see how social media is now, where it's to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened back then.
Yeah.
And that's why it was that's why it was so great.
Right.
I wasn't social media savvy back then.
Right.
Algorithm wasn't
A thing
back then. So it's like I was posting videos all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was recording because for whatever reason, when I was young like that, the camera was always in my face. It was important.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, like, bitch, you always, and then I was wearing hair myself. I was whatever. I'm like, okay, bitch, post it.
Yeah.
Post it. People started seeing like, oh, this is a boy that wear hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little thing that kind of
Right.
made people come and it's like, oh, well, damn, this is a boy that wear hair and the hair laid.
Yeah.
Then it turns
Down.
out, oh, this is a boy that done transitioned to a girl. She bad in a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so it just built like that and came like that. Did I think, oh, I was going to do a celebrity? Like, no. Because it wasn't like, I don't know, like I hadn't given myself goals.
Right.
I was just living life.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I finally got called for Big Frida, I'm like, damn, bitch.
Yeah, bitch, it's up.
Damn, you fuck with me.
Yeah.
And Frida was everything.
And I'm pretty sure it felt different because it's just like, bitch, like for you to come to me and, recognize me and my fucking work, like, yeah.
One thing about it, I'm a real ass bitch. When I got the call and the man called me to book me for Frida, he was like, do you know somebody that do makeup? The girl that had named me, which was one of my sisters, I'm like, she wanted to do makeup. She was an aspiring makeup artist. Granted, she didn't have everything together for it. But I said, yeah, we gotta make up. And I took her with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we was outside and she was panicking, like, girl, I ain't got no lashes. I ain't got no nothing. Like, girl, what the fuck? Like, what am I gonna do? I said, bitch, trust me. You gonna be fine.
Period.
Bitch, we went right up in that damn room, girl. I was in there curling the shit out of Frida hair. And she was in there doing makeup, putting on her whatever she had in that thing. And my sister, she crafted. It's a crafty bitch.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, darn it. I left the lashes. OMG. Frida said, oh, it's all right, baby. I have some. Had 3-4 pair. 3-4 pair. 3-4 pair. And we did it. And we rocked it. I had been blessed to do Sin and Tokyo, Vanity, Dime. I done a country singer. I forgot her name. But yeah, it was a lot of people.
And my last question before we take our last break, before we get ready to go into our ending, do you see yourself ever stepping away from hair and actually focusing on your culinary skills and you cooking and you doing your chefing, or is hair set for you right now?
No, I'm gonna take a break for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've done hair for a long time, and I don't want to retire yet, but I'm gonna take a break from hair just for a little while. That's the part of why I got the salon, so it'll free me up time to do culinary.
Okay. Period. All right, y'all. We are back here on Talk Live Tuesday with Tag. We are about to reel it on in, but I do want to talk to you about, your shop, because you did just open your own beauty shop here in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And during the season, we seen so many ups and downs, and we've seen you, you know, really trying to build yourself up being in Atlanta. And for you to end the season, and as you end the season, you know, you go in and get your own shop. How is that for you? One, how is that for you? And also, what's the name of your shop? And two, how is that, you know, having that be your thing now?
So, Willa Fortune Hair and Beauty Bar
Period.
is my baby.
Yeah.
I'm stressed the fuck out because who the fuck knew that it just took so fucking much. But you know what? I take that back. No, I'm not stressed out. I'm not stressed out.
Yeah.
I have been playing a waiting game, but now the wait is over.
Yeah.
So now it's time to, you know, get in. I have people that are going to be starting September 1st. So I have a lot of work to do.
You have employees, baby.
Yes, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
I have employees. I have 2 hairstylists right now. I had a makeup artist that was interested. I'm not quite sure if he still is or whatever, but I do have a place for a makeup artist. And I'm thinking I'm going to have a place for one other stylist and a lash person.
Okay.
But other than that, it's cool. I was like, it's a long time coming. And I didn't think that it would happen as quick as, well, I ain't gonna say as quick as it did because it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I would jump straight into it like I did. But I thank myself for doing so. Because I'm like, bitch, the only way you getting the money, baby, is by taking fucking risks. Take some risks, you know, and just do something. So, did it.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna save my spiel for the end, but I am proud of you. And I am just like, I feel like if anybody has watched your journey and they seen where you've come from and where you are now and what you're about to be, like that should influence or encourage a lot of people to like, hey, let me get out here and chase my dream and run and do my shit, because you went through so many different stages of your life to get here.
Yes.
And it's like I said, a lot of people wouldn't have even been able to do half of what you've done. Hell, I don't feel like I've been able to do half of what you've done. So it's just like, to even see you come out on the better side and you're here now. I'm proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
So, Willa Fortune Beauty Bar.
Willa Fortune Hair and Beauty Bar.
Willa Fortune Hair and Beauty Bar.
I said hair too, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Make sure you get your bundles from Willa Fortune Hair, period. But... So going into our next thing, which will be our topic of the week. And my topic of the week normally is about what goes on in the world. But this week, my topic of the week is going to be about you, because we always have this conversation, and I just want to have this conversation real quick here on Talk Live Tuesdays. What you've always said, but recently you said you don't ever want to say never, but you always say you feel like you're going to be single.
Oh, shit.
And you always say you're never going to be single. You always say, you know, you even said it earlier. You was like, you know, my grandma was single. You know, that my grandma was my person. But do you ever feel like you will open up to that thought of love, or even take that chance to get past maybe that first red flag, that first red flag, and see where everything else will go after that?
Yes. No. Maybe.
Are you scared of love?
No.
No.
Yeah. Only, and the reason I say no is because I know love is something we need. I can't never be scared of nothing I need. But I am afraid because I know what love has been for me in certain situations, and I know what it feels to me to have to take it away, you know, from somebody. And now that I'm old, I'm like, I don't want to cry over this person because this person probably wasn't the one. You know what I'm saying? Why would you cry over the one that's not the one? Like, why would you do that? But it's like, I have not met the person that, you know how they say you're supposed to be with somebody that like you more than you like them? I think that that's important when it is a woman dating a man, or when it's a trans woman dating a dude, or whatever the case, because in this day and age, men changing their minds so swiftly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can compromise. You know, I take your receding ass hairline or something like that. You know what I'm
Girl,
saying?
you take my hairline, girl.
But it's certain things that dudes just won't accept when it comes to whatever. It's like, you look good right now because I got them, you know, them sex goggles on. And then after I nut or after I feel like you ain't giving me what I feel like I like, or them goggles come off. Because, you know, when niggas nut, it's almost like you a ogre at that point. Like, they don't want you to look at them.
Yeah.
I just want somebody that looks at me one for more than just the feel. Like, the dude that knows that I am bad, but that's not something that he sits up and kind of is immature about.
Right.
Like, the fact that he knows, like, these bitches do nasty, dirty ass shit to me, but I don't have to constantly always just be up on her or be sexual with her, because I know when the time comes, she gonna dirty me up. Like, that bitch gonna do the grossest shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I just want a nigga that just is cool, like he's mature, like he know what it is to be with somebody. He wants to be with me because he know that I make him a better man in some type of way, and he wants to make me a better woman. Like, someone that I can pour into and they pour back into me. That's all I need. I take some more, you know, a few little whatever. I give you a list of shit that I'm, you know, some shit I take that I really be to knock your head off of. Because it's gonna be always something that your dude do that aggravate the shit out of you. The same way I have to be cognizant of the fact that it'll be shit that I'll do that he won't like. Bitch, like, that's possible.
Right. Okay, like, bitch, we're perfect.
Like,
that.
it's fucking possible. Like, I would have to, you know, it's some shit I'm gonna have to hold. The same way some shit he gonna have to hold. And I just ain't found it. Because it's like they either looking at me like, you so sexy, and then you're coming at me on some fucking type of shit. Or they just not smooth with it. It's like, you just never know. And it's like, I don't want to be the type, like, what's your intentions? Because I am a go with the flow type of person. But it's like, I just met enough niggas, like, for real though. Like, they met enough niggas, fucking enough niggas, dated a few enough, you know, to know where this going.
Yeah, what you want and where it's gonna go. Yeah.
And even sometimes I double back to make sure that I knew where it was going, and then you prove it to me a second time, and I'm like, okay, yeah, bitch, you knew better.
Yeah.
You knew better. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna have no problems or nothing. I just need to be with somebody that's worth it, goddamn it.
And you know, to hear you say, because I'm just like, you know, it's so funny that you said that you need to find somebody that like you more than you like them. Because, hey, babe, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this. But I be feeling like that sometimes. Like, I be feeling like I like my nigga more than he like me, and not saying that because that's how he feel. But I feel like by him being the sign that he is, he doesn't really show that kind of emotion.
Yeah.
So then me being like over emotional, I don't feel like that with everybody, because like I dated this one person before, and I felt like, okay, like, but I feel like at the same time I could control him in a sense, or I could read him like a book. I cannot, the current person I'm dating, I cannot read him. And it's been 8 months, 9 months, and I still can't read him. I am still figuring him out to this day, and I feel like that's where the longness of this has come from, because I still cannot.
But see, that's perfect.
I can't figure it out.
But that's perfect though, because that's a relationship that ain't got to the light, and now the light is burned out.
Yeah.
You steady learning new shit about this man. He's steady learning new stuff about you. And here y'all are a year in. And you only gonna continue to learn more and more and more about this person, the more and more y'all be together. Because to be quite honest, you only gonna learn certain things. You're gonna learn about a person when you get around them and live with them and do certain things that put you in a position to learn different things with them. As long as y'all live in the same life, as long as y'all live in the same life, you living here, he living there, it's gonna be probably the same for a while. But to be honest, if y'all was to live together, you gonna learn how he wake up, how he on a daily basis, not just a snippet of the weekend.
Yeah.
You gonna know what it really is to be what this man do, like in the morning, like, oh bitch, you fast like that in the morning.
Yeah.
Whatever the case. But I don't know. If I'm not opposed to dating, but I also wanted to make sure that I got my shit together, especially financially, because how could I say I want to do with money and all of that type of shit if I ain't bringing some too.
Right.
Because I'm a trick off on my nigga when he trick off on me.
Right.
Like, it's just gonna be that. Because niggas like to be dated too.
They do.
Them bitches want to be feeling like bad bitches too sometimes.
Yeah.
By that, by they hoe.
They do what they do.
They want that hoe to treat them. And I don't have no problem with that. But I just wanted to make sure that I was straight and that I was with a nigga that was worth me doing it. And we just build our bond. And when you get to that point where you just know, like, shawty got me for sure. And I can't, it would be a disservice to her. It would be an injustice for me to let this bitch go with any other nigga because I know what's up with her.
Right.
I'm the only nigga that can love that bitch right there, right? So I can't let no other nigga even play with her like this.
Yeah.
That's my nigga.
I fuck with that.
That's my nigga.
What is your type?
I don't have a type.
You always say that you don't have a type.
I don't have a type because anytime you say what your type is, they try to be it. I don't have a type.
Yeah.
My type is successful, and if you ain't successful, you on your way, and you honest because you're gonna have to be. I'm a straight shooter. Like, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It just is what it is. The only time you better have lied to me is if you was trying to hide a surprise from me, ho.
Right. Period.
And that's it. Just keep it real with me. I ain't gonna up and just you what you went out and did. I'm not gonna. I respect you more for telling me the truth than lying trying to keep me.
Yeah.
Let me choose to stay with you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me show you my love for you.
Right.
Because my love for you will be staying with you after you break my heart.
Right.
And so,
Right.
that's how you know I love you.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't give a fuck about you, baby,
Been out the door. Goodbye. See ya.
so now that I showed you that,
Yeah.
don't you ever take this shit for granted again, or we gonna have an issue.
Yeah. Willa. I love you. I love you. Like, and I know you probably came here today thinking that we was gonna clown, we was gonna cut it, we was gonna do all that, but I really have been waiting to sit down and in this platform, because we have our talks, we talk about a lot, but I wanted to sit down in this platform to let people see, like, the different side of you and know that, bitch, you're knowledgeable on a lot of stuff and you've dealt with a lot and you've gone through a lot. And I've seen a lot of your other interviews, and yes, they've done the same thing, but I feel like you're in a space where you're comfortable to tell me a lot more.
Oh no, this
was like amazing for me. Like, but I'm gonna keep my composure. I'm gonna try to, because we're getting ready to close out my show. But I do want to say, I'm very appreciative of you.
Of course.
And here they go. I'm already in teary-eyed. I'm very appreciative of you, and I think that as a person, not everybody, but some people try to look at you as if you're this one way instead of taking the time to get to know you. And I feel, since I've gotten to know you, I found someone that has really taken the time to understand me. And girl. But, however, I want you to know I love you, and I'm so proud of you and where you've come from.
I love you too,
and what
friend.
you've done.
Oh my God.
And I can't wait to see where you go from here, because it's only up.
Bitch, we're going up in the air.
It's only up.
Up in the sky house.
Bitch is give us a couple years, it's giving private jet, no Delta.
Bitch, on God.
Oh God. But before you leave my show, let me get myself the fucking together.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
Okay, bitch, I'm about to literally, I'm trying not to fall out. But before I leave this show, fall out. Before I leave the show, I want you to give some encouragement to my audience, even if you, in your mind, if you're talking to your trans sisters, or you're talking to the trans sisters that's coming up, or if you're just talking to just people individually, I want you to just based off where you've been and where you come from, encourage them if it's somebody that's watching the show that's in that same position.
Yeah, this what I want to say, like, it's so simple, but it's really something that's meaning a lot to me. But I just want to encourage everyone to treat people how you want to be treated. And I know there's something like people be hearing and you can't stand it, but take a step out of your mind for a second and ask yourself, how do you want to be treated? Because a lot of us been letting people treat us away because we don't value ourselves enough to say how we should be treated positively. So maybe we just all sit back and just be like, how do I want to be treated? You know what I'm saying? And try to treat people the same way.
Right.
Because I've been seeing so much foolishness going on lately in the world, and it's just so much this and that. People got attitudes, people fucked up, people this and that. Just treat folks how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And just do whatever. If you somebody out there that want to live your life, honey, you want to transition, you want to whatever. Get in your mind, baby. Make sure that it's for you. And do it. Fuck the world, baby. One thing about it, God gave everybody a soul on this earth, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And you gotta let it shine. You gotta do whatever you gotta do. Everybody may not like it. Everybody may not agree with it. Everybody might not be the same. Them same people that standing with you might not be the same people standing with you on the other side of you doing it. But ultimately, you're gonna be a happier person on the end when you just be true to yourself, honey, and do what you got to do. All you single men out there, honey.
Yeah. Yeah, all the single men out there.
Stay your motherfucking ass where you at if you That's what I gotta say for all you single men. Don't come over disrupting these women's lives and shit, uprooting shit and fucking shit up if you know you don't mean no good.
Yeah.
God damn it. And if you know she a forever type of girl and you were just for the night type of nigga, just stay away from her.
Yes. 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 That is how you close out Talk Live Tuesdays with motherfucking Tag.
Boom, bitch.
Boom, bitch. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Tag did it. And we are here live in the loft with none other than Willa Michel. Willa, thank you so much. Make sure y'all are following her on Instagram at Only Perception. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Tag did it. At Talk Live Tuesdays as well. The Boom Network on Instagram, and you are. Make sure you're following our Lavish Hookahs official. Jamar, we gonna shout you out tonight because you know, bitch, I love you. Thank you for thank you for being my camera guy each and every time, each and every week, making your schedule available. Jamar84 on Instagram. Shout out to you. And y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Tag did it. It's Willa Michel on the motherfucking couch, and we are out. Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. Boom.
Purr.
Bitch.
That was
It was
T.
a blinking.
Blinking girl. Oh, thank God.
Ooh, y'all know I winned it.
You know where we at? It's time to sip and chat. Get to the bag and tell them that Tag did it.